All praises due to the Most High, family. I just finished watching To Be Hero X episode 8. We back with another Acres anime review. So we picking up where we left off. We trying to escape the orphanage, right? We busted out with our last, church ritual performance. And, we bust out with our new original song with our co-star. And so we seen that the dean got some type of powers, and we still ain't learned exactly what that was, but he got some type of tentacle powers. And everybody in the orphanage, some of the other children in the orphanage, they just willing to do whatever orders they give him. So he said go fetch her, and they was chasing her down. Right? So long story short, she get away. But old boy, and his name is slipping my mind right now, but old boy, he didn't make it because he unlucky. Right? But so basically what happened is old boy, he ran towards the dean as to make an opening for Cyan to run. And because he reminds her that she's lucky and that everything's going to happen to her benefit, as she just runs, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, for no explanation, a Mack truck come bulldozing through the gate. Excuse me, family. A MacBook come busting through the gate, which makes a way for her to run out. But because old boy is unlucky, he unlucky. So the Mack truck turned his way, and he and the dean are standing right there together. So the Mack truck run them over, and it looked like he was dead. But obviously, we know that's not the case by the end of the episode. But so Cyan made it away, and she got the guitar that he gave her, and she having flashbacks, some of the years. Remember, there was a time skip last episode, family. So she having flashbacks of that time period in between. And so she really is the foundation and the motivation behind her, going out and performing and wanting to be a hero, because she thinks he's done. Right? So she's street performing, and then, before she gets to officially street performing, she really just consoling herself and playing the song, playing the guitar, and some dude just tip her randomly. So then this leads to her regularly performing in the streets, and she gets an audience. And so this is how she's making money for herself. She's thinking, well, if I'm going to go back and save old boy, then I have to sustain myself. And so this is her trying to create a foundation for herself so that she can go back and save him. Now it get weird when some of these random audience members, because she just in the street just playing for whoever listening and whoever dropping cash. But as she gets bigger crowds, as she performs on a regular basis, she starts to get recognized by some of these people who went to, let's just call it a church, right? The orphanage church. Some of the regulars from the orphanage church recognize her by the voice. And so they start acting, most of these people acting like it's a street performance, like a concert. They vibing. And then you got these other people who just start immediately busting out in, some type of ritual, hoping that they can get luck, from being in the goddess's presence. Now, what they didn't know is that all the trust value that Cyan had as that goddess, she lost it, because now she just, the trust value only connects if the people perceive who you are. So if they think that this goddess is who they sending this power to, this trust value to, but that goddess don't exist, or this goddess, they can't tell who the goddess is, that creates the disconnect, right? So Cyan, as a result of her running away and nobody really knowing who she is, she lost all that trust value, which means she not lucky no more, right? But then once she gets caught, now they connecting the trust value, the luck, power, now they connecting it to Cyan's face. So now all of a sudden her trust value skyrockets again, which means she back to being a lucky charm, right? Now, as we seen back in the ESO arc, at this point, she's like a top 10 hero, and she's performing, like stadium and arena size concerts, right? So that's where she end up at in this episode. I think the concert that we end on in this episode is the same concert that E-Soul had, that Yang Chen had tickets to, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. But so anyway, so she sang the song, sang Old Boy song, used his guitar, she shouted him out, but she told the audience that this person was gone, so I think she understands Old Boy to be dead, which is weird, because when she was running away from these older orphan church goer audience members, right, they kind of ran her off from doing her performance because she started getting weird vibes. They started acting like they was in church and she was trying to do a street performance and collect some money, right? So she ran off thinking, getting weird vibes. Okay, you running the show, I can't make money. And then she run into somebody in the alley offering to make her a hero, right? And so she asked as a return favor, okay, I'll join you and do this hero thing if you help me look for somebody. So after that, she says that this person's no longer here. She lost this person. So I think, but we see that that's not true. He's alive. He's injured. It looked like he'd been ran over by a truck. But so he's alive. So is the dean hiding him somehow? Or did the hero, did the Hero Association not really look and just lie to her? I don't know. But so that was that set me off a little bit. But so anyway, I don't know exactly where we're going with this episode. That was kind of how the episode ended, was Cyan doing the concert, and then we seen Old Boy listening to her on the radio. And then the dean walked in talking about, well, I was going to tell you that she started doing shows and that she's successful now. And then he whispered something in the Old Boy ear that set him off. And then we seen that the people on the orphanage started acting like zombies. So I don't know what to make of the situation. We'll see how Cyan comes and saves the day, because people are zombies. The dean has hidden motives. She's looking for her friend who's, still out there waiting to be found. So that's the next episode, family. All praises due to the Most High. I'm really enjoying this series. This gonna be, I think the next episode is the last one for Cyan. So that's gonna be our third hero we seen elevate to the top 10. It's another Acres anime review. Peace and love, family.